Hello peeps and welcome to Sundays with Sparky. How's it going? How is it going? It's Sunday again and I've had a really busy week, as you may already know if you're a subscriber and you're watching this and you have been subscribed to me throughout the last week. There have been a lot of videos this week. A lot of videos. It was kind of not planned to be as many videos as it is, but there you go. So I'm going to start. Shall I start? Oh, I'm going to carry on talking about games. I know I don't normally talk about games first, but I'm going to talk about games first this week. So we had the expansion for Hearthstone come out. The Curse of Naxxramas, whoa, Sparky, and it's really good. I'm really enjoying it. The bosses are interesting. They've got interesting mechanics with like hero powers and stuff, and the heroic modes are even more challenging than I was expecting. So yeah, love it. Absolutely love it. Really looking forward to the rest of it coming out now. I'm actually currently uploading the very last one, which is against the heroic Maexner boss, which is the spider boss. I think that one is probably a bit longer. I think that one, let's see. Yeah, that one's 22 minutes. It was a really long fight. It was a really long fight. Just because of the mechanics of that boss means it's unlikely that you can defeat her quickly. So yeah, you just have to get really lucky, I suppose, to be able to defeat her quickly. So we had some trouble in Terrorist Town at the beginning of the week, but that's pretty much all we've had this week. I mean, I did upload a very short prop hunt video last Sunday because I was editing on Sunday. I was editing a whole bunch of prop hunt. And so yeah, so that went up on Sunday as well, just because it was short and kind of funny. But we didn't have any Orcs Must Die this week because I was really busy with doing the Hearthstone Naxxramas stuff, and Suki has actually just had her graduation and stuff this week, so she's been doing a lot of stuff for that. So neither of us have really had the time to record any more Orcs Must Die, but we will try and get some done this week. You may have noticed, if you did watch any of my Naxxramas videos, that it actually contains some footage from World of Warcraft, and I thought that might be quite cool if I could kind of cut it between the two. That would be pretty snazzy. And problem was that I had to renew my WoW account in order to be able to do that, which kind of sucks. So I've been playing a little bit, a very little bit of World of Warcraft, but it's not very much. It's I think when I've been going on, I've just been kind of doing stuff to try and get money to put aside for when Warlords of Draenor comes out. But even then, I don't really spend a lot of the gold that I get in WoW anyway, so I don't know. I'm not really sure what I'm doing with it, to be honest. But I've had to pay, even though I only needed it for like a day, I had to pay for a month, so I figure I might as well use some of the time that I've paid for. I also had access to the Crew closed beta. Sadly, I didn't really get much of a chance to play any of it because I was so busy with doing the Nax stuff. I did get some footage. I'm going to try and edit that up either to probably, well, within the next day or two. I'm going to hopefully turn that into a one-off Wednesday, so hopefully Wednesday I'll be able to upload some of that. But I only managed to get maybe an hour or so worth of footage, so I'll probably edit it down to like the more interesting bits, because they've lifted the NDA, so I can make a video about it and kind of give you my thoughts on how it is at the moment. But it is a beta, so all of that could change before it gets released. Apparently, the most recent Trouble in Terrorist Town that went out, called Michael Jackson, in the words of Bumpy McGump, that was possibly the funniest one yet. So yeah, look, it's 9.5 minutes long. All right, it's not very long. You could put it on while you're making yourself a cup of tea or something, and it's hilarious. So you should go and check that out. All right, movies. So I started the week with Rise of the Planet of the Apes. I love this film. If you haven't seen it, then I don't know what's wrong with you, because quite frankly, it's amazing. And the CGI on the apes is incredible. It really is. It's so good that you forget that they're CGI. You just go with it. It's such a great movie. And the sequel, which I also saw this week at the cinema, was just as good, if not better. The CGI again was phenomenal. You were really invested with the apes and kind of like their newfound kind of home that they've built for themselves, and they'd really taken over like the forest that they'd gone to, and they'd built structures and walls and dams, and the whole time you're kind of like, I really hope that they can kind of get along. The apes and the humans can just get along, because that's kind of what you want. Because during Rise of the Planet of the Apes, you're kind of rooting for the apes the whole way through, because they get tested on and all sorts, and it's pretty horrible. So you're kind of with the apes the whole way through. You don't really want them to be stuck in captivity all this time and have all these experiments done on them. And it's weird because you're kind of rooting for the apes to beat the humans, kind of thing. And it's the same in the sequel. You kind of want them to get along, but you kind of also at the same time want the humans to just leave them alone and let them get on with it. And it was really strange, because you're like, well, I'm a human, I should want the humans to win. Surely that should be what it's like. And most of the time it's not. Most of the time it's like, no, these humans are pretty, yeah, they're kind of dicks. I'm going to stop telling you that it's really good, and you should just go and watch it, and then you'll know. I think last week, if I remember rightly, I spoke about watching the DVD commentary on Iron Man 2. This week I watched the commentaries on Thor and Captain America, the First Avenger. I didn't find them as interesting. And I'm not quite sure. Maybe it's just because I like Jon Favreau, and because Jon Favreau actually played a part in Iron Man. Maybe it's I don't know, maybe it's because Jon Favreau had already done the first Iron Man, so when he came to do Iron Man 2, he was a lot more invested in the in the character and the story and stuff, or what, I don't know. Maybe it was because they were building up for Thor and Captain America, and so the little Easter eggs and stuff, and he kind of explained the Easter eggs and stuff a bit more. Whereas in these ones, they kind of go, oh look, there's an Easter egg, but they don't tell you anything about it. Kenneth Branagh even says, you know, when he's talking about Thor, he's talking about the vault in Thor, where there's like the gauntlet of power, and there's all these other little artifacts dotted throughout the vault that are, you know, kind of linked towards other characters and other things and other stories within the Marvel universe. But rather than sort of going, oh, there's that which is to do with this person, and there's that which is to do with this person, and explaining all the Easter eggs, it goes, oh, there's some Easter eggs, you can go online and check that out. It's like, oh, well, I could have done that anyway. So I was a little bit miffed that I didn't really learn anything new from watching the commentaries. I mean, they were quite interesting, like telling you how they did the shots and all that kind of stuff, but I would have liked a little bit more lore, I suppose, from the Marvel cinematic universe. I will hopefully be going to see Guardians of the Galaxy soon. I believe it comes out on Thursday, so I'm going to look into finding out when it comes out and what time and stuff, and go and see that, because that's going to be great. I have a feeling that it's going to be great. Next week there'll probably be more Naxxramas stuff for Hearthstone, because they're unlocking a new wing each week. We've just had the Arachnid wing, and the next one is the Plague, or the I'm not sure which order they're doing it in, but there'll be a new one out next week, so there'll be whole new bosses to fight. I think I'm probably just going to do the heroic ones this time. I don't think I'm going to make videos on the normal versions, because I don't think it's really worth it. The people should be able to beat the normal ones without too much problems. It's the heroic ones that people are going to have problems with. So if I can get some videos out of how to defeat the heroic bosses, I figure that might be a bit more useful for people. I'm going to go and edit this, and the other video is almost finished uploading, so that's great. I will see you next Sunday, where we'll talk about more stuff and Guardians of the Galaxy. Woo! Okay, bye.